I can. Can you hear me?
Yes. I don't see him in my little box.
That would be a jack.
Yeah, I'm on with video.
Oh, jeez.
They're on the mic. They're on the mic. We're gonna do it where, people on Zoom can see him, but I gotta see if I can figure out how to do that. But if you guys wanna get the meeting started, you can do so.
Okay, Megan, could you read the statement of presiding officer, please?
Sure. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting, specifically the time, date, and public call-in information were included in the meeting that was electronically sent to the Echo Sentinel and Morris Daily Record and posted on the township website. The agenda and public handouts for this meeting can be viewed online at www.longhillnj.gov. A public comment period will be held in the order it's listed on the meeting agenda.
Can you take down the meeting starting shortly sign? There we go. All right, all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so let's see, consent agenda resolutions, we're gonna,
We do.
oh, sorry, I'm such a hurry today.
Me too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Committeeman Dorsey?
Here.
Committeeman Ray?
Present.
Committeeman Verleza?
Present.
Deputy Mayor Paserchia?
Present.
Mayor Lavender?
Present. Okay, consent agenda resolutions. We're going to add Resolution 23-338, authorizing a temporary license agreement for an encroachment onto township property. Would anyone like to pull a resolution to discuss or abstain from any?
I'm going to abstain from 23-329, 23-333, and 23-334.
Okay,
I have to abstain from 23-335, and I'll pull 338 for discussion.
okay. All right, how do we do this, Megan? Do we discuss that at the end, or do?
You can vote on the consent agenda, and then we'll discuss 23-338.
Okay, so can I have a motion to approve 23-237 through 23-337 with the aforementioned abstentions?
So moved.
Second.
Committeeman Dorsey?
Yes.
Committeeman Ray?
Yes.
Committeeman Verleza?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Paserchia?
Yes.
Mayor Lavender?
Yes. Okay, 23-338. Jack, do you want to give us a summary of that?
Sure. Mr. Renowitz has a shed that encroaches on the township property. It's been there for 12 years, I believe. He did get, he did work through the zoning office and the construction official back when he did it. So what this resolution does is allows him to leave the shed there as under a license agreement. He's got to remove it when he and his wife are both deceased, or if they sell the house, or if any state agency comes in and requires its removal.
If that shed is damaged or destroyed, can he rebuild it?
No.
Okay, is the township indemnified by any accident or mayhem?
Yes, it is.
Okay, is there anything else that you think's relevant to this?
No, I think those are all the relevant facts.
Okay, all right, any discussion on this?
A few months ago, Mr. Renowitz asked, at a meeting actually, for, I believe, somebody from the township to go inspect the drainage ditch or something next to his house, which is on township property. As a result of that, the person went out there, inspected it, and realized that the shed wasn't encroaching on the township property. It was on the township property. It's not even close. Obviously, the construction office did some research. It turns out, clearly Mr. Reynolds applied for the proper permits when he put the fence in. When he put the shed in, and he actually provided a diagram of where the shed was supposed to be, which was clearly on his property, 10 feet from the property line, everything was good. Unfortunately, he missed his landing zone by God knows how many yards. It's nowhere near it's near his property, but 100% on our property. Creates a liability for the township, and I think it sets bad precedent. I mean, for example, somebody that lives across the street from here, over on Valley Road, can put a shed over on Cantor Field and say, I want to put the shed on Cantor Park, I'll leave my lawnmower over there, and I'll cut my lawn when I want. And obviously can't adversely possess township property, meaning they can't become his for using it. However, it's still somebody else's property on ours meaning the townships, and this sets bad precedent. And even though there is a revocation period, I think I have problems with that, if that ever has to be revoked. And if this were anybody else, I'm sure they would just tell him simply move the shed, and that'd be the end of it. So I'm not voting yes for this. Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments?
Yeah, I also think it sets a bad precedent, and it's not in the nature of being mean-spirited to our residents. If you have your property and you know there's township property adjacent to yours, you're really just not granted free will to use that property as you, at your will or at your disposal. Though it would be nice to do so, there's reasons why you can't. It's not your property. The township's responsible for it. They're liable if anything happens to it. And I just think it's, you know, it's an obvious rule. You can't build something that, a permanent structure or something for your pleasure on property that's not yours.
Thanks, Vic. Brendan, any comment?
No.
Guy?
Well, I mean, look, I think Matt and Vic make very valid points. But I think sometimes this happens innocently enough. I'll have to take Mr. Rentowitz at his word that it was an innocent error. I think the town, I'm comfortable because our town council has said from a liability perspective, we are protected. I don't think this is unique throughout this town. If you went around, you'd probably find similar situations. If they were done innocently, as I believe was the case here, I'd probably feel the same. But please, when you apply for an application and through the permit process, which Mr. Rentowitz in fact did, make sure you pay attention to where you put whatever it is that you applied for. I am voting yes for the reasons I just outlined. But I must say, I think Matt and Vic make very valid points.
Well, as to indemnification, yeah, we might be indemnified, but we're still gonna have to pay legal fees to get out of that. For example, if there's a car accident over on Valley Road and a car stopped at the light, another car stopped behind that car, and I come and hit the first car and push him into the second car, the guy stopped the light in front's gonna get sued too, even though they did nothing wrong. And they still have to incur legal fees and costs and aggravation before the case is dismissed against them. So, God forbid something happened, we're still gonna be on the hook. Eventually, yes, we'll get dismissed, but after a lengthy legal process and fees. And yes, whether or not it was intentionally done or not, I'm not debating that, but it's done, and the simple solution is we could fine him thousands of dollars a day if we wanted to. The simple solution is, hey, just move it, whatever it is, yards onto your property, and that's the end of it. And that's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking him to take it down, to fine him, just move it. I'll give him reasonable time to do it as well. I don't care if he waits till March when the weather's nicer to move it. So, I said my
It's not like
piece.
it's an item that you can't move.
No, exactly.
It's not like it's a pool. I could see if it was a pool, like a built-in pool, then some lenient, but this is, and it's not like it's like a foot over. It's like 10 feet or 15 feet over the line. So this, I don't know, it's difficult for me to swallow that it was not intentional. Because I've built things on my property, and I can rest assured, both myself and the contractor are well aware where it needs to go. So, to me, it comes across as a blatant disregard for township rules. I'm putting it where I want, and I don't think it's a healthy precedent to set. It's something that could be moved. It's not I understand we don't want to be mean-spirited and cruel to people, but sometimes you bring it upon yourself. And this is not a built-in pool. And there is a liability, because now we know about it. And a good attorney's gonna argue that even though you indemnified him, you knew about it. We can't plead ignorance like we didn't know. And I think that I'm not an attorney, but I believe that we are putting the town at risk, and I think you should reconsider your opinion on this one and vote no. He needs to move it. There's a reason why we have these ordinances in place. You can't just have people building what they want, where they want it.
Good. All right, before we go to vote, I'm gonna exercise my right to have the last word. Thank you. I'm gonna vote yes for it, for the following reason. First off, I wanna point out that our current construction and zoning employees, were not, employed by us at the time that this slipped through. And, to me, that's one of the factors that, kind of weights in my decision on this. This is something that, yes, Mr. Arenowitz was responsible for, but yes, also too, the town should have caught this. And so originally, this committee had deliberated on this, and I think we fell on the side of moving the shed. But the solution that Jack came up with, I believe, is a fair solution. It satisfies both ends of the equation. I don't believe that there's liability. Nothing's happened in the past 12 years, that's for sure. I think this is something that we just need to, kind of move on and be reasonable with. So with that, do I hear a motion to pass this resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Committeeman Dorsey? No. Committeeman Ray?
Yes.
Committeeman Verleza?
No.
Deputy Mayor Paserchia?
Yes.
Mayor Lavender?
Yes. Okay. That was exciting. Sorry, Jack, I didn't mean to make you gag on that.
Sorry, I should have put my mute button on. I didn't catch it in time.
Liaison reports. Vic, why don't you start with recreation? Bring us back up into the clouds, please.
All right.
Hold on.
You want me to start with?
All right, the final rec report for the year 2023 is as follows. Slide number 1. December was a busy month for Parks and Recreation with several holiday contests and activities. Once again, the Parks and Rec Department was chosen to help the North Pole collect and deliver letters to Santa from Long Hill's good boys and girls. Altogether, we helped with about 125 letters, and everyone received a letter back from Santa's elves. This year's annual cookie decorating contest had 14 entrants with some incredible cookies made. The winning entries all received a customized cutting board and recreation blanket.
Is that, go back one slide. Wow, that's really nice.
Did you give me the name of the winners?
We did.
Oh, thank you.
All right, though.
Wow.
It was
Look at the eyeballs in those up there.
those are some great cookies. And though it was obviously tough to decide, we did narrow it down to 4 lucky winners.
Who bit the legs off those and the heads?
Arms. Look, it's the missing parts.
Headless, Jim.
All right, someone couldn't wait until the picture was taken.
I think it was the karate guys.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, I see. Yeah, continue.
All right. Again, though it was tough to decide, we did narrow it down to 4 lucky winners. For under 10, Naya and Talia E. For 10 plus years, it was Christopher A. And the 2 adults were Kathy M. and Emily C.
Do we know which one were the winners?
I don't know, but I think we could probably guess if we wanted to have a little fun with it. They're all great entries. On to the next slide, reluctantly.
Wait, let's have some applause for the cookie makers.
Yes. For this year's Holiday House / Business Decorating Contest, we had 20 entries. We created the Holiday Lights Tour driving list for residents to go out and see the entries. We also teamed up with the Sterling Fountain, and anyone who went into Sterling Fountain and said they were on the Holiday Lights Tour could get a half-priced hot chocolate for the ride. On Wednesday, 12/20, Long Hill's own Prize Patrol with Santa and his elves went out to visit 7 lucky winners. Long Hill TV joined us to capture all the moments. This fun video is up on the Long Hill Township website for all to see. All right, we move on to slide number 6. Mark your calendars for January 14th. It's National Dress Up Your Pet Day. Does your pet love to get dressed up?
Of course not.
I know I've never had a pet that liked to get dressed up, but for those lucky enough that do, snap a photo and enter the free contest. Prizes for judges, favorite costumes, and Rebel can't wait to see all the costumes. Slide number 7. Take advantage of the winter weather to get your red, let me do that again. Take advantage of your winter weather to get your Red Cross first aid training done. Next class is Tuesday, January 30th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. More information is available on our website. And that concludes my last rec report for 2023. Looking forward to 2024, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Anything
you.
for beautification or open space?
Those are both status quo, but we're looking forward to hitting the ground running on both of those, and hopefully we have something to report on in January. From what I understand, we'll be able to continue to work with our excellent township engineer in this regard. There'll be no stoppage in the momentum, so we should have some answers on what we could do with certain properties for open space, and we'll unveil our new ideas for 2024 for beautification.
Thank you.
If I could, a special thank you to DPW Director, Fire Chief Al Gallo, and the DPW team for the wonderful job they did decorating the town. And I believe next year it's going to be even better as we look at doing the entire length of Valley Road, or a
Yes.
good chunk of Valley Road, say from here towards Main Avenue.
Yes. Chief Gallo is already working on seeing what we could do so it's not every 300 yards you have a snowflake. So we're looking to make it a lot nicer and add to our
Holiday spirit.
building holiday light extravaganza.
And
As
m-
we can see over the past 3 years, I think it's improved significantly.
And maybe next year the Township Committee could submit that as their holiday display, and we too might win a prize.
Yes, no, thank you to DPW. You guys did a great job. A great job also with the flower baskets this year, another beautification project. Not only installing them, but make sure that the flowers maintained and always look good. Well done. And we look forward, again, to some cool stuff for 2024.
Thank you. Brendan, any,
No
anything you want to
report.
talk about planning board or anything like
No,
that?
no, I'm good.
Okay. Guy?
I'll take this opportunity on behalf of the entire Township Committee to thank the volunteers. I know we talked about it, 319 in town, an unbelievable job you guys and gals did this year. And I'll highlight the First Aid Squad, the fire companies, OEM CERT, our wonderful police department for another outstanding year, keeping us safe and healthy. So we really, really do appreciate it. God bless you. Thank you.
Matt?
Yes, thank you. From the fire department, I'd like to thank everybody for participating in another super successful firefighter Santa run a couple weeks ago. Brendan, you have any idea? Millington had over 150 alone, right?
Yeah, we're almost 143.
Yeah, and Sterling probably had equal or more, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so that's probably almost 300 different deliveries they made, which is great. I know that people were excited to see them around town. One family I spoke to, they had relatives in from Argentina, and those kids thought it was the greatest thing in the world. So they were super excited. So thank all the firefighters and the community to support this event every year. It's very popular. I believe they had, Brendan could probably help fill me in on this, like last week or a couple of days ago, they had a chimney fire they knocked down pretty quickly. And
That's right, yep.
Yeah, it was a chimney fire. So based on the quick response, nothing spread. Everybody was safe and the home's okay, correct?
Yep, that's right.
So thank you, everybody that responded to the scene. Now, most people don't know this, but every year there is a fire prevention calendar that comes out that's statewide, and children from all over the state submit submissions to it. Luckily for us, we have Captain Jeff Wanamaker of Millburn Fire Department. He's a Sterling resident,
Yeah.
and he's also on the Sterling Fire. He's part of the committee, and I get copies of the calendar. He sends them to Town Hall, and luckily this year we had 2 local winners. Out of the 12 months, entire state, we have 2 young ladies from Long Hill that their drawings appeared on the calendars. I forget which month they are, but Alina Bellafield from Millington School and Audrey Tracy from Central School both have their artwork displayed in the calendar. There's Audrey. She is Miss May. And my month, November, is Miss Bellafield. So great job, ladies, and keep the submissions coming. We have a good track record from kids in our town getting in that calendar. As I said, it's statewide. It goes to all 21 counties, so great job representing the town. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, one thing that I'd like to throw in, and I know a lot of people saw these announcements throughout the week on Facebook and our website, and when I left my house at 8 o'clock, today is a townwide garbage and recycling, right, or townwide recycling. It was garbage in my zone. So if you didn't get your recycling out yet, and the truck hasn't come by, you might want to run out there right now and do it. The other thing I would add is, please go to our website and sign up for Long Hill Alert and Recycle Coach. Recycle Coach will tell you what the status is on recycling schedules for your zone, and Long Hill Alert will also tell you about other events in town, things like traffic and road closures and things like that. And then lastly, I took advantage of this yesterday. I'm sure, like with Christmas, everybody gets a lot of boxes, a lot of cardboard, and a lot of big pieces of styrofoam. And those, we have a dumpster at DPW for cardboard. You just bring it down, break it down, put it right in there. And the DPW guys were busy recycling the styrofoam yesterday. I must have brought a whole pickup truck full there. So if you're wondering what to do with that, you don't have to put it at the curb. Just drive it over to DPW and get rid of it.
And there's a styrofoam collection right outside the library door.
Yeah. And then lastly, because this comes up a lot, some people miss garbage and maybe they have a whole ton of it and they're wondering what to do. You can always go up to the Morris County Center on Edwards Road in Parsippany and bring garbage up there. If you've got a vehicle that you feel comfortable doing that with. I bring my pickup there all the time if I'm getting rid of bulk items and standard garbage. It's a nickel a pound, and it's easy in, easy out. They weigh you going in, they weigh you going out. You pay with a credit card, and you're done. It's a 20-minute trip. I can usually get up there and turn around and be back in 50 minutes. So, you have options if you miss a garbage day and you're stressing out because you're overloaded with stuff. So just, kind of tuck that away. All this information is on our website, but, to be, just want to give people tools to take care of their lives.
Mr. Mayor, if I could add just one thing, and I drove by a couple of places on the way here today, and there was a lot of cardboard, to your point, and paper that had been left out overnight, and unfortunately it's wet. When it gets wet, it becomes garbage. It is no longer recyclable, and if you have it mixed together with cans and et cetera, that whole lot now gets thrown into garbage, and it defeats the point. The effort is obviously there. They want to recycle, but by allowing that stuff to become wet, et cetera, it becomes garbage.
That's right.
So please keep that in mind.
Okay, all right, administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have a couple things. I want to applaud our emergency services, police, OEM, DPW for the recent flooding and unfortunately, current flooding of some streets. We've been getting updates from the police every 12 hours. Last week, as all of you know, OEM was sending out updates of road closures every 12 hours. So I think the communication went very well in getting the information out to the public to try to have people avoid those streets, and that helps traffic flow, helps everything. So great job, police, great job, DPW, getting everything out there, and great job, OEM. A couple, I just want to update, since we're at year end here, a couple of DOT projects that we're working with. Poplar Drive, the contract has been awarded. That project will start in the springtime, probably March timeframe. We have a DOT project for Northfield. That status is, we're about 80% completed with design and look to bid that project in early spring. That has to be completed by November 2024. We were just awarded DOT funds for Long Hill Road. We have not started that project yet. We also have a loop trail that is being designed for what's known as Central Park. That design is now completed and before DEP for their approvals and permitting. We would need to get, the current engineer is responsible for getting all permits for soils and DEP and have construction documents ready to go. So we're hoping to get all that information by the May-June timeframe so we can apply to the Morris County for construction grant and get that loop trail moving. With that, Happy New Year, everybody, and that concludes my report.
Good. So let's see. Any old or new business or announcements?
One announcement, I received a letter from the Morris County Clerk's Office. They're starting up the Veterans and Senior ID programs. For the seniors without a driver's license is good, so they have a photo ID. And for the veterans, they get a veterans ID, and they presented also with a booklet that shows different businesses in the community or in Morris County that entitle veterans to discounts with their card. So basically what happens is, I believe I sent it to the senior center. I know Shane Daly has this. They'll come out here. The Morris County comes out here. They bring all their equipment, and they'll process everybody. They'll pick a day. They'll announce it. They'll come, and the people can come directly to town hall or senior center, wherever they're doing it. And with this requisite information, they can process everything right there. And I don't know if they hand them the card right away or mail it to them. So the people don't need to go out to Morris County to do this. And even talking to Shane, I got a message from her. She said they're waiting for this because a lot of the seniors who don't drive don't have a license. So this is a good way to get a photo ID for the seniors, and for the veterans, it's also an ID. Plus, they get much earned discounts.
Matt, can we coordinate that with a senior center? Because it'll
Oh,
serve two purposes.
yes.
One, the senior members. Also, the senior center is always looking for new membership. That might be a good way for them to be introduced to seniors that are not current.
Yes, I emailed the letter to Nancy Mink, who runs a senior center, yesterday. I don't know if she's working this week or not, but Nancy always gets back to me. But I'm sure that would be the logical place to stage this, because you're right. They'll have their members, plus maybe get an influx of new people coming in. So if they did it during one of their monthly meetings, I know they usually have 50, 60 people right away. Then who knows who else will come in. So, and they're always looking for programming,
great.
especially free programming. So that's something to look forward to in 2024.
Thank you. Any other announcements? All right, so I'm going to open the meeting to the public, but Megan, we're going to do this inside out. Let's go online first. Is there anybody online that has their hand raised?
If anybody on Zoom would like to make a public comment, please raise your hand now. FL did have his hand raised and then put it down. Did it again. Maybe start within the courtroom. If anybody on Zoom would like to make a public comment, please raise your hand now. Don't see anyone, Mayor.
Okay, all right, so we'll close online. Anybody in the courtroom? my good friend.
Thank you. Dennis Sandow, Millington. Mr. Dorsey, thank you very much for making the announcement about county ID cards. I will be so happy to collect my senior ID card and my veteran's ID card, and maybe the two of them together will replace the fact that I can't get a township volunteer ID card.
Dennis, when are we gonna see your veterans banner up?
Excuse me?
When are we gonna see your veterans banner up?
You won't see my veterans banner up.
Why,
Huh?
why not? You earned it.
Well, yes, I did earn it. There's no question that I earned it. But I'm sorry, the banners just aren't my thing.
Okay.
I respect those who served and who have their banner up, but I don't need to have my banner up. Thank you. The reason that I came to the meeting this morning and went through security, just to prove that I am not a physical risk to any of you, is to remind you that 10 years ago this week, at New Year's Eve 2013, the township committee that was going off duty had a cumulative total of 14 years service. The mayor that year, forgotten but not gone, and we all know who that is. But 14 years of service 10 years ago. Coming to today on New Year's Eve, this committee has 41 years of cumulative experience. And since I don't expect any turnover next year, a year from now, there will be 46 years of cumulative experience, which is an average of 9 years apiece, or 3 times the experience of the average member 10 years ago. I'm throwing these numbers out to remind you that with 41 years cumulative experience, we have a right to expect miracles. We have a right to believe that all that experience will work to the benefit of the taxpayers in this town. We will get more services, fewer reports at meetings, and a much more efficient government. You guys, 41 years, that's incredible. If I step back beyond 10 years, the next record was 2002, when the cumulative service was 32 years, an average of 6 years each. That's gone up and down, but it has never been anywhere near as high as the cumulative experience of this committee. Don't disappoint me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis.
Okay,
There, FL does have his hand raised.
he's got his hand up. Okay, let's go online for FL.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, please say your name and address.
Good morning, Frank Liberato, Heritage Road, Millington. Happy holidays, everyone. Sorry for the technical difficulty. I was clicking to raise my hand and I had to switch devices, so a little communication issue. Just real quick, just wanted to check in and see if we can get an update on the Administrator, former Chief Falzerano's police report and where we are at the end of the year and what we're looking forward to going forward.
Right, we did receive it. We have discussed it internally in exec with Mr. Falzerano. The document itself is in legal review with Jack, who's going through a process of figuring out what needs to be redacted where, what information can be released, what information can't be released. There is operational data in there which is confidential. And so it's a process, you know, taking that and sorting it out. So, and there are recommendations in there that the committee is aware about, that, you know, we'll be taking action on in the coming months. So stay tuned on that. You'll be hearing more about it in January, and, you know, we'll see where that takes us.
No, thank you. And seeing in the agenda the extension of the stipends for both lieutenants for the next 6 months. So I guess based on your reviewing the report, right now everything's going to be status quo for the next 6 months until you implement or decide what you're doing going forward. Is that a safe assumption?
Extending those stipend gives us optionality, you know, as far as any motions we may make with regard to, you know, HR things, promotions, et cetera, I can't comment on. But, you know, the extension of the stipends gives us optionality.
Very good. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Frank. Thank you, and Happy New Year.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Happy New Year also.
Happy
Thank you.
holidays.
Anybody else online, Megan?
Anybody else on Zoom would like to make a public comment, please raise your hand now. Don't see anyone, Mayor.
Okay. All right, I'm going to close public session, and in a moment, we'll adjourn to executive, no further action here. Megan, we have a reorg meeting coming up. Can you tell the public the date on that and time?
January 3rd, which is the next Wednesday at 6 p.m. in the courtroom.
Okay.
And there will also be an option for Zoom as well.
Right, so that's 6 p.m.
Correct.
And that will be the reorg meeting. What I'd like to say is, you know, this whole role of mayor is something that the township committee votes on who will serve in this role for, you know, a year-long term. We're all volunteers up here, and we all have day jobs. But I will say we are committed to the welfare of this town. And for myself personally, it's been a deep honor serving this past year as mayor for the town and, you know, for my colleagues here. So I want to extend my thanks to Matt, Guy, Brendan, Vic, even more so to Randy, Megan, Colette, and all the other employees for all the support. Like I said, it's been an honor, and I'm looking forward to continuing to serve for the next 3 years. And so I just wanted to kind of leave with that thought. Dennis, are you like looking to see who's racing at Aqueduct?
The racing floor.
You look like you have the racing form in your hand.
Is there such a thing anymore? Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's doing the crossword puzzle. All right. All right, so can someone give me a 5-letter word for adjournment?
Motion. Oh, see ya.
Are you going back in exec?
Yeah, we're gonna go back into exec. Can I have a motion to,
Motion to go into exec, no further action.
correct?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. Happy New Year.
God bless.
Happy New Year to
Okay,
everyone.
we will need you for
24.
like 5
Thank you.
minutes. We will need you